Thoughts on the importance of this game here tonight and almost the must-win feeling?
Yeah, I think we all just gotta look ourselves in the mirror and make sure every individual is on top of their game, and I think most important, bring the energy. Everybody's got to bring the energy, a competitive edge tonight. Because I think if we do that, it's gonna spread to the rest of the team. It's one guy or one line can turn a game around by dragging the rest of the guys into it, and that's kind of what I think what I'm looking for right now. Someone who can, or somebody who can drag us into it and get the team going, because I know we got a really good hockey team, and we played at a high level earlier in the season. And so I know it's there, but we gotta dig it out of ourselves and show that we're willing to do what it takes.
At the same time, play with controlled emotion, not let the emotions get too high.
Yeah, that's the balance, right? I think first of all, you got to be emotionally invested, and that's kind of what I was trying, in a different way of saying it. Got to bring a competitive edge. You got to be emotionally invested, but you can't step over the line to the point where we're hurting each other by sitting in the penalty box. But I've seen early in the season that we're capable of that, and so are we willing to bring it? That's where we got to challenge ourselves tonight, and that's where it starts with just one game.
Lars, on Saturday, your coach said you lacked a bit of desperation. Why do you think that was?
Well, I think when times are hard and you're losing a couple of games in a row and you're going through some adversity, that is, like I just said, that lack of desperation or lack of competitiveness, or that last 10% that spreads throughout the team a little bit when some guys are not bringing it, and everybody's not bringing it. But it goes the same way, that one guy can drag the rest of the team into it, and so we need to flip that. And I know we're capable of it. It's just going to be a matter of which line or who is it going to be that's going to drag us into it and get to that level of desperation or emotionally invested, or whatever you want to call it. But it's a feeling out there that we need to get back, and we need to get away from where we've been the last couple of games, and we're capable of that.
Can you be this guy you're talking about?
Yeah, I think everybody can be this guy. It can be a hit, it can be a goal, it can be a block shot, it could be something that drags the rest of the guys into it, that brings energy to the rest of the bench. It can be many things, and everybody's capable of it, including me.
How have you been feeling, by the way, since you came back from your injury?
Yeah, good. I think the first game, after being gone 4 weeks, took me a couple of shifts to, there's always a big difference between practice and being in a game and getting up to speed of making decisions really quick. I think physically I'm where I want to be. I'm ready to go, and feeling good. Now we just got to get the whole team feeling good.
There's a new goalie on your team too,
Yeah.
but also Levy's young and he's getting a lot of starts. How do you support Levy in that situation and also support a new player on the team?
Yeah, with Levy, I think for me, it's just like personally, you check in with him every day and make sure he feels the support of his teammates, which I certainly think he does, and just so he can be the best version of himself, and we're gonna need him. So we're here to support him and make sure he feels good, and I think he does. He's a professional, and today is a new opportunity, and I think it's about viewing the next game as an opportunity, and not the fear of what could go wrong or all this and that. Try just not to overthink it. And with James, it's good to have him as a part of the team. He's a pro. He's been in the game for a long time, so I think he'll probably get back into the swing of things very, very quickly. He's a veteran, knows what he's doing. Good practice yesterday, and I'm sure he's going to fit right in.
Would you consider this a must-win situation for your hockey team tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. if it's a must-win, but we really want it. Obviously, I think both teams will be pretty desperate to win. So expecting a good game.
How important is it to turn things around on the power play?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, I mean, even last game you get one right away there. If you're sharp right off the bat, maybe you're up 1-0. But no, it's a huge part of the game. So it's something we want to clean up, and if that gets rolling, it's only going to help us, I think.
On how to clean it up? Can you complicate simple?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's just about being in the right spots. We watching a lot of video lately and just trying to clean that up. But at the end of the day, you gotta play with your instincts and take what's open out there. It's not like football. You don't really know what's going to happen. You just gotta see what the play is and trust yourself in making that play, and hopefully it turns out and works for you.
There's been a lot of highs and lows in this organization in the past year. I think about you guys making the playoffs last year. How did you guys get to this point right now where you're at the bottom of the standings?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the way it looks, and that's where we're at. But I think it's a lot closer, I think, than years past when we were at the bottom. There's a lot of big games coming up here the next 2 weeks against a lot of divisional opponents. So there's a lot of big points up for grabs, and if you can get on a bit of a run, you can get right back into it. And it all starts with tonight, though. I don't think we can look too far ahead, and we just gotta stay positive, believe, and take it one game at a time and go from there.
How united and confident is this group that you can get out of this?
Yeah, really confident. I mean, we've showed last year and at times this year that we're a really good team, and when we're on our game, we can play some really good hockey. So it's just about getting back to that as quick as we can, and when we're playing to our identity, we're a tough team to beat.
Another stretch of
Maybe the sense of urgency in the locker room is there.
Yeah, no, I think there's always a sense of urgency, but I think you don't want to try to put too much pressure on yourself. You want to go out there and be confident, in yourself and your teammates that you're going to play well. And I think if you put too much pressure on yourself, it's tough. But obviously, in a Canadian market, there's a lot of hockey talk out there, and it's tough. But you just got to stay positive in yourself and have some fun at the end of the day.
Lars mentioned it's about looking in the mirror, and anybody can be a spark, anybody on any line. When you think about what you can do in this game, how are you approaching it personally?
Yeah, I think just obviously try to create some offense. I think I'm playing with Timmy and Z tonight, so looking forward to that, playing with those guys, and just trying to bring some energy, spend some time in the O-zone, work it around, and hopefully get a couple and play well at both ends.
Same lineup. Levy will go. Good chance we'll tweak some of our lines a little bit.
What's the likelihood James Reimer gets a game in this week?
It's a possibility. He won't dress tonight. Skated this morning.
Lars Eller just mentioned about how players need to look in the mirror and take it upon themselves to be a spark. How much do you agree with that sentiment in leveling things up right now?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with it. I think it's up each player's responsibility. Starts with themselves to bring what they can to help the team win. And I think I've said it a lot in here. We win as a team and we lose as a team. It's usually not one or two guys that are dominating a game. It's a real team effort when we win, and to get that effort or that look, everyone's got to be on top of their game. And energy is a big part of our game. When we're playing well, we have a lot of energy in our game.
You've also always mentioned each game is independent, but
For
when
sure.
you've got a string of losses like this, is there a different messaging in the dressing room before a game like this?
Yes and no. It's no secret. The team knows when they haven't won or they've lost 4 in a row. But the process and getting to your game is the only way out of it, and not looking past the game, not looking in the past, and concentrating on the now. And I think our group, they have a real good understanding of how we play when we play well. And ultimately, that's the only thing you have to worry about is tonight.
Wanting to respect his privacy, because I know
Yeah.
the statement was Linus is on a leave of absence.
Yeah.
We've seen him around the rink a little bit. Any
Yeah.
comment on just how he's doing? And
Yeah,
maybe
it's
when he can be back?
he's been around the rink. He skated this morning, so all positives as he's hopefully approaching getting back with the team.
Travis, building off your answer from the previous question about how the team is managing things, whether they're winning or they're losing, the way that you deliver a message, do you increase your own emotion? Do you increase kind of the specificity of your message, or do you try to keep it steady?
It wavers. I think it really depends on the game. I think as a coaching staff, we try to speak the news. We try to be honest and truthful about our game, and ultimately, I think that's the best way to approach coaching. After the game, I was very vocal with our group. Was disappointed with them, but they have a day off. They come into the rink, and then we talk about it, what we saw in the game, and we show it. We talk about what's expected of our group and what we need going forward, and that really doesn't change. And I think our team's aware that we could have more wins than we have, and that's not a secret. And right now we're fighting, I think, the mental part of not winning when you've played well, and that's. I think I said it in this room last week, when things aren't going well and it gets hard, everything's magnified. And when you're winning, it just feels like you're going to win. And we've got to fight against that and just stick to what we do well.
Despite them being a last place team, what's still dangerous about the Vancouver Canucks?
Yeah, there's going to be a level of desperation from both teams. We talked about it the other night. They're hungry to get a win. We're hungry to get a win. So, again, it comes back to us and us playing our game. We don't play the Canucks very often. We'll do a good pre-scout tonight. But for me, no matter who we play, it always comes back to how are we going to play, first and foremost. And when we're on top of our game, I like the way it looks.
What does Nicholas Matenpalo have to do right now to be an everyday player?
Yeah, he's just got to wait. It's frustrating. We put him back in Colorado, and that's a tough game to go into. And I probably could say it about a lot of players that they didn't play their best game that night, and he happens to be one of them. But he's got to be patient. We've talked to Manti a lot. He understands that we like him, but when you go back in, you've got to be on top of your game as well. And I have no doubt, and I have a lot of confidence that he will be when he gets back in.